Welcome back to Coach Cameron's podcast. It is day 3, story 3 of the Jessica McDonald archives, coming directly from my medulla oblongata to you, the listener, and I hope you enjoy. Jessica played her freshman year at Phoenix College. She played soccer, and her sophomore year, she transitioned to basketball. Why? Because UNC called Morgan Lee, the coach at the time, hey, is there any way she can just not play soccer next year, just graduate her and send her to UNC with more eligibility? And he agreed, and it did make sense, and we just wanted to help Jessica out, so that's what we did. And so instead of having her just kind of be an assistant soccer coach and just train and get ready for UNC, they're like, screw it, let's put her in women's basketball. Now, we all know Jessica can play basketball, but at Phoenix College at the time, it was one of the worst programs in the country. They would lose games repeatedly by 100. They would average 4 to 7 wins a year, and it was okay. And how that coach and that coaching staff didn't get fired during the 7 years of reign of terror, I have no idea. I don't know how you can lose repeatedly like that. And then the thing is, like, they would lose so much, and then they would schedule games against, like, JV teams. Everyone has a JV team now, the NAI system, and they schedule all these games so they can get victories and feel good about themselves, which bothers the heck out of me. In soccer, you can't do that. We're just maxed out, you know. Every game we play is real. We don't play JV teams unless it's called a scrimmage, and it doesn't count towards my record. Oh, look, I won my 700th victory. Well, 100 of them were against a JV team. Congrats. Those are the kids that pay to go to school, and they typically are very well off, and they suck at basketball, but their parents just want to say, look, my child is going to Benedictine University or Ottawa University on the JV team. Congrats. But they don't say that. I want to say that. Anyways, back to the story. So, this team was horrible. And so they handed this team Dennis Rodman. And when I say Dennis Rodman, Jessica led the country in rebounds, and she was top 30 in scoring. And she obviously led her team that year in rebounding, scoring, assists, you name it, she led. And they still found a way not to go above 500. They were 13-13, barely make the playoffs, and of course they lose and get out. But that's how bad the coaches are. First I thought it was just lack of recruiting. It wasn't the recruiting, it was the coaching. The coaching was so bad that even when you're handed Dennis Rodman, you still can't win. And when I say you can't win, they play NJCAA junior college basketball Division II, not Division I. That's where the big boys play. That's where I reside, in Division I. But they play Division II, and they still can't go to nationals. That's unacceptable. That's embarrassing. I'm upset about it because I'm a Phoenix College alumni. I like our programs to win, and I think when programs lose, sports get cut. We don't fire coaches for horrible play, which is just blows my mind, but we'll eliminate sports. You need to win, you need to be successful. So when they go to the round of budget cuts, they're like, let's keep athletics, they're doing well. I mean, would they ever cut softball? Why would they ever cut softball at Phoenix College? They've won 9 national titles. They've been to the national finals the last 2 years. I think they're not going to cut them because winning matters. How about all the sports win? So Phoenix College out there, all my cohorts, win. All right, back to Jessica. So they have Dennis Rodman, and she's turned it up. And I'm watching Jessica play because I'm just watching her play because it's nice to see an athlete play for the basketball team. And she's limping, and she has a knee brace, and I remember just screaming out, sub her! Get her off the floor. Why are they playing her so many minutes? Why? Because this coach wanted to not lose by 100 and only lose by like 20, I guess. So they still found a way not to go to nationals. And when I say not to go nationals, Division II, you have to beat like 5 teams. But you have to win, I think, 2 games. You have to win the semis and the finals, and you go to nationals. 2 games! And you have Dennis Rodman, you can't pull it off. And they don't pull it off, but they overplayed her. Ruined her knee, in my opinion. But I'm watching her limp, and I'm just like, they're just... I think when Ansa Dorrance called to say, hey, don't play her in soccer for more eligibility, I don't think his thought process was, hey, let's put her on the worst basketball team in America and overplay her and watch her limp minute after minute. It was a problem. I remember talking to coaches. I'm like, why is she playing her so much? And no one would talk to that basketball coach because that basketball coach would go nuts. I'm glad she's not there anymore because it's a better thing. Because the coaching staff we have now is a lot better, and they go to nationals. They've been there. So, yeah, that's my rant. Jessica played basketball at Phoenix College. Shouldn't have. Probably just destroyed her knee, and I don't know how Jessica is still playing soccer today after running the mean courts of Phoenix College, jacking up her knee. But yeah, thanks for helping the women's basketball team get to 500. Good job. Other than that, excited for the World Cup. Please join me tomorrow for another interesting story about Jessica McDonald, according to me. And anyone that gets offended by this podcast, choose not to be offended. I'm out.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.